And now for something completely different. Quite a few videos ago I built a guitar, which, to be honest, is fairly normal for this channel, isn't it? That's kind of what I do. More specifically, I built this guitar. Now, usually for one-offs and kind of full custom guitars, I like to build a matching stand that kind of complements the guitar itself. I haven't done that yet for this one. You may have noticed I have a pile of wood on my bench. I've got some English walnut, which is a lot lighter than the nice dark American walnut, and some American ash. And I think I'm going to turn that into a stand. I'm going to put this down because otherwise I'm just going to be sat here holding on to it for no reason whatsoever. If you remember the videos from that guitar, the body was I'm calling it a wafer thin construction. It was the WT model. It's a top and a back with no body, just a neck through and some blocks to hold it together. I'm planning on tying the stand in with that type of feel, not quite the same, but it'll be a gap down the middle. I had this piece of walnut taking up space in my house for quite a while. It's just got in the way, to be honest, but I couldn't think of anything to do with it for a while. But I have now. So I took it with me to work the other day and I ran it through the planer, the thicknesser, the belt sander and the bandsaw and turned it into two slightly thinner, smooth and square pieces of walnut. I also got some American ash offcuts and turned those into very square. They're very, very square. They are actually square. Except for that way. Turned that into some square bits that are going to make up the internals of this. I then came home and thought, normally I tend to buy pre-made wall hanger for a guitar and use the parts of it to hang a guitar, but I want this a different way around, and I think it deserves something a bit different anyway. So I had a bit of a play around with the drill and the router, and I came up with this shape, which I've recessed an area up here and I've stuck on some leather, which gives it a bit of padding, and I'm not going to pick it up and hang it because it gets very heavy when I do that, even though it's super light. It's leverage, it's physics, it's clever, but it sits very comfortably in there. So that is going to be somewhere up here to hang the guitar, which is going to be on this side, and the rest of it's going to brace the structure. However, what I really want is kind of almost the guitar blending into this. So I've cut these bottom edges perfectly square and I put a piece of MDF in my bench vise, which I've then buttered these up against so that I know that I've got a square edge, which then gives me 90 degrees along this face of my bench is going to be where the guitar hangs. Again, physics, gravity. It does what it's supposed to usually. So I think for now I'm going to use this thinner of the two because that's the one that I'm going to have to be more careful about what I cut out. And I'm going to get rid of the rest of it and I'm going to go into montage mode whilst I draw, cut, glue, probably use the router at some point as well because I like the router, and hopefully by the end of it you shouldn't be bored of whatever music I choose, but I should also have a nice stand to go with the lovely guitar. Also, you don't have to listen to my voice for a while, so let's get on with it. Well, it's finished. Pretty sure the aspect ratio on my camera doesn't allow you to see it all right now, so I'm just gonna say bloody awesome. It's rock solid. This big slab of ash doesn't want to go anywhere. The rubber feet underneath it will keep it nice and level. The 5 stainless bolts through the slab into threaded inserts in this upright are rock solid. They'll keep it nice and level. The holes that I used to put screws in and clamp everything together, because I couldn't really get into them, locate everything easily without them, have been plugged with aluminium rivets, which I've then kind of beaten down, filed them flush and sanded them up with the rest of the thing. It's been given a coat of oil and it looks brilliant, and I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna take it away now and probably take some photos so you can see it properly in the next few seconds. Also, I need to sell this guitar really. This stand comes with it, so if anybody's interested and wants to send me lots of money,